Hello, how are you? Today we study evidences of global warming. Okay, so the world, the Earth is really getting warmer than before, and because this is science, right? So we need to present evidences. Okay, this is the first piece of evidence of global warming. So what is this? This graph shows you the average global temperature. Okay, so not that you just observe just one place. If you just observe one place, so for example, if you stay in Russia or somewhere, okay, in the winter, and then maybe the winter is very cold, and many people even die of the coldness, okay, die of the low temperature. Then if you say, oh, nonsense, actually the world is not getting warmer, the world is actually getting colder and colder, you may say that, right? If you just stay in Russia. And if you stay in a place, sometimes maybe in the summer, actually it is not very hot. So you can get the same conclusion, right? The world is not getting warmer. So you cannot just use one place, right? So you need to use many places. And these data are from actually more than 200 weather stations, from more than 200 weather stations in different places. And these data are actually average temperatures. Okay, average temperatures. Okay, then the average temperatures can be representative, right? And you cannot just watch for 1 year, right? If you watch just for 1 year, then how do you know that the world is becoming warmer or not? And you cannot just compare 2 years. So for example, this year compared to that year, then it is much colder, right? If this year compared to the previous years, then it is much colder. Then you can say the world is becoming colder, right? So you cannot use just a short time. And in this graph, the scientists used the data from a few hundred years, right? A few hundred years. So they started with this year, 1880, 200 years ago, right? And then no, more than 100 years ago, more than 100 years ago, right? Okay, and then from the trend we can see, right? From the trend, the big direction, we can see that the temperature is getting higher and higher, right? And in these years, in these recent years, it is accelerating, right? It is accelerating. So this is the trend we can see. And this picture is irrefutable, right? Irrefutable. So it is showing us that the average global temperature is getting higher and higher, and recently it is accelerating. So this is not good news, right? This is not good news, and this is also a very strong evidence. So this is also another evidence. So this, if you say one evidence is not enough, then the scientists can show you many different evidences. So this is another evidence, right, of global warming. So this is the glacier of the North Pole, right, of the Earth. So this is not Antarctica, right? This is Arctic ice, right? The Arctic ice, okay. Many years ago, so actually only 40 years ago, right? 40 years ago, it was very wide, right? Very wide, a large area. But This is how many years ago? more than 10 years ago, right? So it is much smaller, right? And they compared in the same months, right? In the same months. If the scientists came here in different months, so for example, here they came in the winter, and here they came in the summer, then you can say unfair, right? But they both came in September, so you cannot say unfair, right? So this is a very strong, also a very strong evidence, right, of global warming. So this means the Arctic ice is melting at a very high speed, right? Okay. So how about one more evidence of global warming? So this what is this? This is the global average sea level. So the sea level is becoming higher and higher, right? So why is the sea level is higher and higher? You can say one reason is that the sea water, there is more and more sea water, right? From where? Because of the melting of the Arctic ice and the Antarctic ice, right? The glaciers. And then another reason is that, right? Another effect, another factor may be that the thermal expansion, right? Because the temperature now is higher, the sea ocean temperature now is higher, then due to the thermal expansion, then the sea level should be higher, right? Okay. So global average sea level higher is also another evidence of global warming, right? Okay. So many evidences have been presented to you. So now maybe you have already believed that the world is really getting warmer, right? Okay. Okay. So this actually is also an evidence. This is also an evidence of what? Of global warming. Okay. So what is this? This is actually severe weather. And what is this? This is the change of the rails, right? Okay. How to explain this? How is this related to global warming, right? So this severe weather is because the temperature is higher, right? The temperature is higher, and then the water evaporates faster, right? So it is dry here, okay? And if this place it is drier, okay, the evaporation is faster, then the vapor cannot always stay in the air forever, right? So ultimately it has to drop as precipitation, as rain, right? So where will it go? So in some other places you can see floods, right? So floods. So in these years, in the recent decades, you see more and more severe weather conditions, okay? And you see more and more places, more and more frequent dry weathers, and you see more and more frequent floods somewhere else. So you can also know, you can also take this as a evidence of the global warming, right? Okay. Actually, this is also the cause of global warming, right? So this is a bad thing of global warming. Okay. So we actually hate global warming, right? So from now on we need to have such a feeling. We need to hate global warming. So we need to try our best to stop it or to delay it. Okay. To reduce its speed. Okay. That is what we want to do, right? Okay, got it, right? Okay. How about this? This is in Australia. Because in Australia, Australia is very dry, right? And in the summer it is very hot, right? And you also know the thermal expansion, right? Okay. So because in the summer the weather is too hot, and then this rail is made of steel, right? The steel, okay. The steel is the steel bar, actually. The steel rail is expanding, right? When it is expanding, so it becomes longer, right? But it becomes longer, then there must be some fissures to hold the extension, right? However, the fissure is limited. It's just a few millimeters. So it is not enough to hold, to contain the expansion of the rail. So the rail, this side push that side, and then push in opposite directions. Then it changes its place, right? So it is displaced. Okay, so this is a result of the global warming, right? Of the severe weather, right? The abnormal high temperature. This is a result, and as a result, it is also a evidence, right? This is a evidence to show you that the temperature here is really high. It is higher than expected, right? Otherwise, the engineers who designed this railroad were not morons, right? They were very smart. So actually, they expected the thermal expansion in the summer, right? So actually, they left some fissures here to hold the thermal expansion in the summer. However, that was not enough. That was not enough. So this means, what does this mean? This means the global change is was not expected in those years, right? So this is a evidence of global change, okay? A evidence of global warming, okay? Okay, and then scientists also discovered that. Discovered what? This is another thing discovered by scientists. This is the concentration of the greenhouse gases. Okay, the red one is the red curve is carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide. This is a year. So this means 2,000 years ago, right? This means 1,000 years ago. This means 500 years ago. This means 200 years ago. So even 200 years ago, okay, in the long run, okay, in the history, in the ancient history, okay, the carbon dioxide was in a constant level, right? Was in a constant level. So were the other greenhouse gases, right? This black one belongs to nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide is the most powerful greenhouse gas. Fortunately, the concentration of this nitrous oxide in the atmosphere is not very high. It's not the highest. So for now, for the moment, we are not paying the most attention to this gas. Sorry, I want to cough. Sorry. And then, you know, right? You know this nitrous oxide is the most powerful greenhouse gas. However, due to its low concentration in air, so now this is not the most harmful. This is not the most harmful greenhouse gas. And carbon dioxide, due to its high concentration, right? due to its high concentration in the atmosphere. This carbon dioxide is the most harmful greenhouse gas now. Okay, so this black one belongs to nitrous oxide, black one. Okay, and the blue one belongs to methane, right? Methane. Blue one belongs to methane. Okay, so in the ancient history, okay, we'll say 200 years ago, right? 200 years ago, the levels of the greenhouse gases were kept at a low concentration, right? And were kept at a constant level. Okay, but okay, in the past 200 years, in the past 200 years, due to what? Due to the industrial revolution, right? Due to the industrial revolution, the living conditions of humans increased a lot, right? So did human population, right? Okay, so this means the human activities increased very fast, right? And then so did the levels of all the greenhouse gases, right? All the greenhouse gases also increased so rapidly. Okay, so question is this all these increases of the greenhouse gases and the human activities coincidence or cause and effect? Okay, highly probably cause and effect, right? So human activities increased rapidly in the past 200 years, and so did the greenhouse gases, right? And so did the global temperature, right? So these phenomena, okay, were not just coincidence, right? Actually, they were cause and effect, right? Okay, so this means the human activities increased. So what is this? This means the people of the world from 1000 AD to present day. Okay, the human population, right? The human population. Okay, this is the population of the world, and this this yellow one is the population of Asia. Okay, and the population of the other continents. Okay, so we do not care the local, right? We pay attention to the entire world. So the entire population of the world is growing rapidly right now, right? Or say has increased rapidly in the past 200 years, right? Okay, so the human activities increased rapidly in the past 200 years, and greenhouse gases increased rapidly in the past 200 years, right? And global temperature also increased rapidly in the past 200 years, right? Okay, so question, are these increases just coincidence or they are cause and effect? Of course, cause and effect, right? Because we can explain it this way, right? The increasing human activities caused the increasing level of greenhouse gases, right? Which also caused the increase of the global temperature, right? Okay, so we can believe that the recent global warming first we believe that the global temperature is increasing, right? The world is becoming warmer and warmer, and we also believe that the global warming is caused by humans, right? By human activities. Okay. Okay. And this is also the world average GDP per capita. So this is also a index to show you the human activities. The human activities, this means per person human activity is also increased rapidly in the past 200 years, right? From 1800 to now. Okay, it is increasing rapidly. Okay, so this can also make us deeply believe that we caused the global warming, right? Okay, we can also explain how we are increasing our human activities, right? So these are the human activities. Okay, if you drive very often and then you give off what the harmful greenhouse gas, right? The harmful greenhouse gas and the pollution, right? Okay, and not just you, right? Of course, billions of other people, right? Okay, so all the humankind, right? And then the industry, okay, gives off releases so much pollution, right? And global warming, greenhouse gases. Okay, this is also pollution and greenhouse gas, right? And in your home, in your house, you want to in the winter to generate heat, you burn oil or gas, right? Fossil fuels. So you can also emit much greenhouse gas, right? Not only you, right? Millions of other households, right? So so the world is really becoming worse and worse. Okay, and the global warming is a positive loop, feedback loop, right? So for example, the global temperature increases first if you start with this place. So the global temperature increases, and then what will happen? So more carbon dioxide is released from carbon sinks. So what does this mean? Carbon dioxide can dissolve in water. Do you know this? Of course you know this. Why? Because have you drunk Coca-Cola soda? Of course you drink soda almost every day, right? So what is soda? Soda, the bubbles, right? You saw many times the bubbles in your soda, right? In your soda bottle. Okay, and then the bubbles actually are carbon dioxide. Okay, so carbon dioxide can dissolve in water, but in a lower temperature, okay, in a colder condition, but not when the water freezes. Okay, so because if your soda is put into the freezer, then actually the ice cannot dissolve that carbon dioxide. Okay, what I mean is the liquid water. Okay, so liquid water, if the temperature is lower, then the lower the temperature, the more carbon dioxide can dissolve in water. Okay, so how about the oceans? The Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, and so on, and the Arctic Ocean. No, we don't care the Arctic Ocean. We only say these big oceans. Okay, the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, the oceans, when the oceans are cooler, then of course they dissolve a lot of carbon dioxide, right? Now global warming causes what? The carbon dioxide cannot stay in the oceans anymore, so they come from the oceans, right? So this means the more carbon dioxide is released from the carbon sinks. The carbon sinks. Excuse me, I'm coughing. Sorry. When a place is absorbing carbon dioxide, then it is called a carbon sink. And when a place is releasing carbon dioxide, then we call it a carbon source. So now you are turning a carbon sink into a carbon source, right? So more carbon dioxide is released from carbon sinks. And then now more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, right? So more greenhouse gas, right? So carbon dioxide in the atmosphere can trap thermal energy in greenhouse effect. Okay, so now the atmosphere becomes hotter, right? Warmer and hotter. So hotter, higher temperature, right? So this means more and more, right? The global temperature becomes higher and higher, higher and higher, higher and higher, higher and higher, higher and higher. So this is a positive what? Feedback loop, right? Okay. So now you know what a positive feedback is, right? So what is a negative feedback? Okay, the thermostat in your house is a negative feedback. If a feedback can keep the condition constant, keep the condition from changing, then that feedback is a negative feedback. So for example, the thermostat is to keep the temperature in your house at a constant level, right? So it is a negative feedback. Got it, right? But this in global warming, it is a positive feedback, and it will cause our environment worse and worse. So it is bad, right? So if we summarize, then this means now we have learned these things, right? We believe that the world is becoming warmer, right? The second is the global warming is caused by humans, right? And the second is this global warming is bad, right? We hate it, and it is becoming worse and worse, right? So what should we do next? Or say, what should we learn next time? We need to we are to learn the bad things of the global warming, right? And how shall we stop global warming, right? So we should stop. We should try our best to stop global warming, or at least delay it, delay the change. Okay, got it, right? Okay, thanks. Okay, congratulations. Okay, thank you. Bye. Have a nice day. Bye. Good luck. Bye.